Upcycling expert Sarah Tarazinski, along with little Sebastian, her son, working on a fun project that we'll get into in just a moment. Great to see you both.
Yeah, great to see you too.
Okay, we've been talking about this all weekend, and this is basically transforming an old walker into something that you can use. This is unbelievable to me.
It's super fun. I'd like to find things that people don't usually use. So when I'm in the thrift store, I'm like, what can I do with that? You know, so I saw a walker, and you know, like crutches, there's a ton of them always.
Yeah. Right.
So I bought a walker, I spray painted it gray, the color that I like, but you could do any color you want. And these were old metal buckets that I got secondhand. I used duct tape, you guys, to attach the handles to the undersides of the walker, and then loaded it with beverages. And then you load it with ice. You can move it all around. I mean, you can, because it's a walker, so it's movable.
I mean, can you like walk with it? Like,
you could, and flip it around. Derek, flip that around. On the opposite side, look what's on the opposite side.
You have all the towels and everything?
Spot to hang your towels.
Sarah, it is so clever and so unexpected. I would never imagine
you know,
you could turn something into that.
Very cool. Really. I like the fact that you use duct tape, so it's very easy to put it all together.
So you really are using very little, and it's super inexpensive. And I've used it for my kids' books and flowers, like ferns and stuff you could put in there.
Very cool, and all under 10 bucks.
All under 10 bucks.
I love it. Okay, well, let's talk about red, white, and blue garland.
Yes.
This is one of those things that I hate buying at a party store because it's super expensive, so if I can do it at home, why not?
Yeah, and it's really fun. So this is one we can actually, Seb, will you hold one side for me, bud? Okay, hold it tight. And then we'll let Miss Courtney hold the other.
Okay.
Derek can hold the other.
Sure.
So basically, we've got these tablecloths. You guys know these tablecloths, right? These plastic tablecloths.
Okay.
And this is a great way to upcycle them. Or just, you can get them cheap at the dollar store.
Yeah.
So do you want to cut a strip?
Okay.
You would cut one. You just leave it folded to make these.
But am I cutting all the way through?
Yeah, cut all the way through. And then when you get it cut all the way through, you kind of pull it out in a strip and you cut it in half. And then you've got a bunch of these strips. And then what you do with the strips in all different colors is you take your red, white, and your blue. And then, Courtney, I'm just going to let you just tie it. There's no special loop or anything.
Around the string.
Just tie it. And then you gather them all up, and it makes this really fun, festive, and it looks more expensive than it is.
Absolutely.
Garland, and you're upcycling tablecloths.
And Sebastian, do you help your mom with these projects a lot?
Yeah.
Kind of. Are you always working on something around the house?
Kind of.
Yeah. Okay, good.
7.
Yeah.
He kind of does stuff.
He kind of does stuff. That's
Amazing.
what we do. We're 7 weeks.
So the idea then is you just continue this pattern and you end up with something like we have on the front of the table.
You can do it as long as you want, and you can set your kids at it, and takes up some time, a fun summer activity, get ready for your party.
It's a great idea, and it costs what? Just a few bucks by the time you buy everything.
Or if after you use these, sometimes people, I don't buy these, but some people do, just put them in the closet. And
put it with the rest of your party stuff.
Yeah, and just reuse it. And you can use it for bows on gifts and, you know, all sorts of stuff.
Super fun. Okay, what's next?
Okay, so this is one Sebastian's going to help us with. Okay, so this is a really festive way to make candles for your table. So red, white, and blue rice, right? So I figured out a way, instead of using rubbing alcohol, because that's usually what you have to use with the food coloring to get things to stick, to use a little vinegar. So we're going to let Seb help us with this one. Sebby, we're going to do a little bit of white rice in a container. Do you want to put some drops of food coloring in here for me? Take that lid off and put in as many drops as you like.
And you put the food coloring directly
on
the rice?
You got it. Just pull it straight off. Babe, here, you do this one.
Okay.
Okay, put it straight on the rice like this. You do that side, and I'll do this side.
And this is just a regular food coloring that you would get at the grocery store in the baking section.
Exactly, and really you can do as many drops as you feel color-wise you want.
Okay, depending on how vibrant you want it.
Yep, and then while we're doing, Seb's putting that in there, we do 2 tablespoons of white vinegar.
Okay, so very similar to our Easter eggs, right?
That's right.
This is kind of what...
Kind of the same thing. Okay, Seb, you're
And
done.
are we going to shake?
Yeah,
or what are we going to do?
Put the lid on. Shake it up.
Okay, this is going to be pretty red, I think.
I think it's going to be super red. Now, Seb, this is your job. You want to shake this one? We'll let Miss Courtney shake that one. You want to shake that?
Shake it.
All right, good. And she can shake the blue.
Okay.
And then you shake them, shake them, shake them. And they turn these awesome colors. And this is really a great thing for sensory, for kids as well.
Sure.
That's, you know, you're not putting any chemicals and things, and they can play with it. And then once you get it all done, you want to set it flat, right, Seb? Then we open it up. There you go. And then you put this outside. I just put mine outside for an hour, and they dry. Oh, good job, buddy.
Great job on the color.
That's like way better than the red I did. That's good.
And look how evenly distributed the color is. So the white vinegar, as you mentioned, that's the key.
That's the key. And
all
when
the
you
rice
touch
gets
it,
coated.
look, it doesn't get on your fingers.
Oh, it's already dry.
The rice will, but you can play with it and you don't have to worry about your kids being all, and then you just put layer it in the glasses, and then what do we put our little votive on top?
I
Fun?
love it. Super cute.
Okay.
A great
Okay,
idea.
so this next one is really cool. My youngest son is totally into like the thread bracelets.
Okay.
Is that what you have here?
Yeah, so he would totally dig this. Okay, so these are guitar strings. Put that out there so everyone can see. So I saw these really great circle bracelets and I was like, okay, how can we do this? So
Really pretty.
if you go to Guitar Center and ask them for guitar strings, they will give you upcycled old strings. They have a box of them.
They do?
At least they did for me. So, I mean, you know, they have them in the back, and if you ask for them, you'll get them. So you take it in your fingers, and you make a little loop, and all you have to do is hold on to that little piece right there, whatever size circle you want, and you want to go in and out, and in and out.
All the way around.
All the way around.
So that'll take a little bit of time.
It takes a little bit of time, but when you're all done, it ends up looking like this.
Ah,
This little guy
very
right
cool.
here. So then what you do with that, one of you guys have that?
How do you
Okay.
tie off the ends, or do you? You just
You
sort
don't.
of-
You just feed it
You
all
just
the way
weave it through.
And any extra that you have, you can take your
Just-
little clippers and just do a little snip on the extra wire, and then it kind of all lays nice and flat. And then
Very
you take
cool.
your strings. You want to hand the strings to him, Seb?
Already did.
You did? They got plenty. Okay, cool.
Oh, awesome.
So then you take
Thanks,
your
buddy.
strings and you put them underneath the loop, like kind of like that little knot that we did for tutus. And you just
Oh,
feed it.
Oh,
okay.
I see.
Yeah, you put both through, and then it feeds right through to make this little knot.
And then you could do
you
one
can
on the
attach
other
it.
side
And on
as
the other
well.
side, you can use any colors you want. That doesn't have to be 4th of July colors, but this is also a really fun thing, maybe for the older kids his age and up, because the guitar strings can be a little pointy.
Okay.
And then you just tie them on your wrist, guys. You can stack them up, and I think they look pretty cool.
Look at
Very
that.
cool.
Isn't that cool?
folks. Very, very cool. Nobody will know that you didn't pay a lot of money at a little boutique for something
Exactly.
like that. Sarah, you always have such great ideas. Sebastian, thanks so much for coming and hanging out.
Yeah. Can you say thank
Yeah,
you?
Perfect. He's got the hang of it.
He's got the mic. He's ready. He's a
Great to
professional.
see you.
Very, very nice. And as always, if you would like to connect with Sarah, you can visit the Scene on Houston Life section of our website.